Hello! This is the September studio stream, and a little bit of design chat today.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. So I'm Patrick Leader, owner and president of Leader Games, and you can introduce yourself.
Yes, I can. I'm Liz Davidson. I'm the solo game specialist, and they have pulled me out of the basement to be on a studio stream.
These are all things I'm learning today, as we discovered 5 minutes before the show started. I'm teasing. Liz has a regular office upstairs. So, all right, well, let's hop into, we have a bunch of things to talk about. First of all, where is this guy?
Oh, by Ahoy.
There we go. Okay, so we got this in the mail, the little woodworking project from Reddit user Alpha. He's also in Woodland Warriors. I believe this is wood. He said wood crafted in wood.
Looks like wood.
Very well painted. It's the mole bot from the bots for Root, and we really appreciate it. It looks very cool. He also made this plaque of the Vagabonds behind me right here. So thank you for sending that to us. I really appreciate it. We occasionally send out giant meeples to people for things. So Kyle does work. I think actually Kyle moved upstairs now. So I think he's got that. Yeah, we do have a basement. So let's get started and talk. I want to talk a little bit about what you've been playing, and I would also I made a list.
Oh, what you've been playing?
Of video games I want to play this fall, because
Ooh.
every 3 years, in my opinion, there's a good year for video games in the fall, and 2025 is it this year. So,
Okay, I'm actually really curious about this.
yeah, I'm ready. So, what have you been playing, Liz?
Okay, first we have to talk about what we've been playing. We have to headline this, which is that we, as part of the Allies, won our office game of Axis and Allies. So, exactly. The good guys prevailed. I was not helpful because I can't roll dice for anything, but I'm just gonna ride on everybody else's win.
I mean, if you're riding everyone else's coattails,
Yeah, he was
definitely
sprinting.
I played France and Australia and New Zealand in the game, and I did have some influence, a very small amount of influence on the game. I was in Australia and New Zealand as I tangled with the Japanese in the south, and then threatened Tokyo in the Indian game, but definitely did not have, it was all about the US and the UK, of course, which were played by Alita and Matt, respectively. And then France, I just got wiped out the first turn. I never got back into the game. So.
It's okay. You mattered. You mattered to us.
I've been actually told them not to retake France because you have to hold it for it to count, because you get more money the turn you do retake France. And I was like, it would just feed them money. So don't
Yeah.
So don't do that yet until we're ready. No, I just love this shirt. So not spreading any rumors of a new Vast game. So yeah, we finished that. All right, so we've been playing Axis and Allies, and
Yes,
I think we're gonna play Burning Manors next. We're gonna discuss it at least. So,
Yes, it's on the docket potentially.
Yes, yeah, as our async game.
Stuff I've been playing personally though. I've been playing a bunch of Leviathan Wilds. It's going well. I'm really enjoying it. I have been playing a lot of Elder Scrolls, but I'm transitioning to Leviathan Wilds, and I've been really to Come Sail Away. That Sashi and Sashi game it's so cute. It's about people boarding a cruise ship.
What?
It's great. I'll bring it in.
That sounds great.
And then I'm looking for cute little games to play with my parents when they come visit at the end of the month. So they liked Jungo. That went well. They liked Cat in the Box. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do more trick takers, since I played Hearts a lot with them as a kid and it's a natural thing, or are there other small box games that would be cool? So my mom has dug Cascadia and Azul in the past as well, so I'm just looking for some entry level stuff to play with them.
I could loan you Harmonies.
That'd be cool, actually.
Yeah. This weekend I went to a friend's party. I thought it was his birthday. I got there and I was talking about his birthday, and he's like, "No, that was in May." And I was like, "Oh." He's like, "I just want to have some," because he lives in Rochester, which is very far from here. And you could small box game. I don't know if I'd play for it with your parents. It might be a bit much. Yes, and Brooke has a lot. So I at that party though I played fishing, which is a trick taker from Freeman Freeze.
Yes.
And where you are building, you're using the previous rounds, the cards you scored in the previous round to build your hand for the next round. And if you don't have enough cards to build a hand, which is what's happening if you're losing, you draw from the central deck, which then becomes a repository of all the tricks.
Ooh.
All the tricky cards, all the trumps, all the cards that do weird things, all come in out of that deck. And so it was very interesting how it kind of unfolded a new layer of gameplay kind of unfolds out of it. And then I also played Tiger and Dragon, the Oink game for the first time.
Ooh.
Or Dragon and Tiger.
Yeah.
And it's a shedding game, and I thought it was really cool. And Cole said we played it with 5, and I thought it was great. And then Cole said it's actually really good with 2 because there's this great I hit you, you hit me, I hit you, you respond kind of moment to it. So I can see that. We also tried Fate of the Fellowship in the office, which is kind of pandemic, except it would be pandemic if you took the red, blue, and yellow cubes and commanded them to destroy the black cubes. Because you have to rally armies and then march them against the orcs that are crossing the land. It has a really cool movement system for the orcs. I really liked. We played that. And then RPG-wise, this is nuts. I've been playing 13th Age, which a friend is running. I've been playing 13th Age is, of course, a D&D offshoot from Pelgrane Press. I've been playing Triangle Agency, which is a kind of like an X-Files kind of monster of the week sort of thing, but it's a corporate conspiracy, and there's no monsters. It's just with 4. Sorry, it's like you're in this meta plot about the company that's happening inside the game, and you're investigating anomalies. You are an anomaly, and you're investigating other anomalies in the world. Incredible. The meta plot is so good. Basically, it hides all the content in the game in the last 100 pages of the book, and then as you level up, it'll say go read H3, which is the first entry about your anomalous power, and you go read H3, and then learn more about the game as you go. And the GM should kind of keep ahead of the players too, but it's been a lot of fun. And then I just did character generation for a party of children, the players, not the characters, for a game called The Land of Eam. My 2 kids and a couple neighborhood kids and I are going to play the D&D fantasy game from Exalted Funeral called The Land of Eam, it's like a Powered by the Apocalypse dungeon crawler, but it's like if the Muppets went on an adventure. That's what you're going to get. So it's adorable. I'm really excited about it. So, all right. Are you ready to hear my fall preview of video games?
Actually, yes, because I would like to play. I've got the video game hunger. So.
And the other games I've been playing. I went on vacation for a week, and I have been playing. I've been playing a game called The Alters, which is a kind of a sci-fi horror story about a guy who crash lands on a planet by himself, and it's convoluted, but you don't let the facts stand in the way of a good story, as my brother once told me, because the character can clone himself, but from different timelines of his own life, and so you go into your own timeline and make different decisions about how you led your life, and that leads to different skills, and it's just a very simple base builder beyond that, but the role playing of playing beer pong with yourself from a different timeline, or arguing. One of the characters has phantom limb sensation because he didn't have a hand in his timeline, and now he does because he's cloned from you. Very, very raw, beautiful storytelling from the people that made This War of Mine, as well as Frostpunk. So they really nailed the storytelling. So good. And a lot of Stellaris. Big surprise. I don't know. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, okay. So in September, this is video games as filtered through me. I didn't play much Hollow Knight, so I didn't pick up Silk Song.
What?
I'm gonna get back to it after this crop of video games. At the end of the week, we have Borderlands 4, which looks a lot better than Borderlands 3, which was kind of a bit of a misstep. I'm very excited to play Borderlands 4. They're setting on a new world, which I think is good. I think they have to get out of the shadow of the previous setting. The characters look really good. I have a 4-player party. I'm playing DK Bonanza too. I have a party all set up of my friends. We're all going to play through it on Tuesday nights together. And I'm really excited. Once Upon a Katamari in October. Woo! So there's going to be a new Katamari title. First one in 13 or 14 years. I am very, very... I don't hate the game. I just didn't play it long. Very excited. I love Once Upon a Katamari. I love Katamari as a series. I have all of the games. I've rebought them all on Steam Deck that you can get. I'm very excited to get back to it. There's a split-screen cooperative Lego adventure game coming up in the vein of It Takes Two or was it Split Fiction? And it is specifically for 2 players, or brothers, I suppose. And it is about 2 Legos trying to cross the world together. Oh. And it looks adorable. And the game doesn't have any, as far as I can see in the trailers, there's no dialogue and there's no prompting to tell you what to do. The game is just really working hard to teach you, like, this is how you connect to something, this is how you get something to flip over because you have weight on it, and things like that. So I'm very excited about that. Endless Legend 2. Endless Legend was a game I played a lot of when the company was forming. I would work all morning on operation stuff when it was just me, play Endless Legend for an hour over lunch, maybe 2, and then I'd get into vast design. And so that was very dear to me. And so Endless Legend 2, the 4X strategy game set in a fantasy world in the Endless Space universe, is coming out in September. Stellaris, which I didn't spell right. Look at that. That was awful.
No one's judging. Nobody can see.
You'll play Lego Voyagers with me, Matt?
No, Endless Legend.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Maybe. Yeah, let's put together a game of Endless Legend, too. That'd be great. All right. Stellaris 4.1 is coming out on the 22nd of September. It'll add it'll fully flesh out the psychic ascension path, which all the other ascension paths, the mechanical and the biological one, have been fleshed out, and now psychic and spiritual connection to the other dimension will now be fully fleshed out. I played a cute demo of a cute little town builder. This is riveting stream called Town to City last month, and it is coming out on the 16th of September. It is fantastic. You build this little voxel city, and it is very much like Caesar or like all the other old city builders, where you're trying to build like a city where it's you have to be so close to this, I have to be so close to this. It's the premise is that there's this train that comes this valley every day, drops off people, and you have to just keep building the town out in front of them and provide them with all the goods that they need to build. What I liked about it is normally when those games are like, now decorate the town, I'm like, okay, there's some trees. But Town to City did a really good job of like, oh, I'm going to put a planter on this house. I'm going to put a planter on this house, and it positions it for you. So it's very cool. 9/18/2025, Land Party Adventures. It looks like any other of those big burgeoning genre of simulator games where you have to build stuff to like you're making a business, you're making a land, you're making a coffee shop or whatever. Land Party Adventures has you doing all that, but you're also, it's like set in the late 90s, and you're solving a murder during the Land Party adventure.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm sold now.
That's a dark horse. I just saw it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I played a ton of the Blatro Light slot machine game Clover Pit all summer. It's coming out on 9/26. It is your character trapped in a room who has to keep gambling to keep himself alive, and when you fail at slot machine, the floor opens and you fall. So a little bit more story than Blatcher, and definitely like a lot more horror. And last but not least, by any stretch, and with no date, Power Washer 2 Simulator.
Ooh.
Yes. Power Washer Simulator 2.
See, I'm very boring when it comes to video games. So I'm I still haven't played Heaven's Vault, so I need to play that.
Yeah.
And I just downloaded Excavation of Hobbs Barrow. So it's like a little point and click mystery. Matt, it sounds like you heard of that one. Okay.
Yeah, the Blatcher likes are like really. It's really easy to just say, "Oh, this is a formula you can do." I think the one that's Blackjack Dungeon Degenerates did a really good job of defining that it's about how you construct your deck. And so is Balatro. In the end, the third act of every Balatro game is how you built your deck. But Dungeons & Dragons is much more, and Clover Pit is much more about how you build the odds around yourself to work. And not as controllable as Balatro though, so I don't think it's gonna be as good. And the new coin, yeah, the rat coin looks pretty cool too. All right, sorry about all that. Thank you for humoring me and my my long-winded list of games. Not much AAA on there, so I'm proud of myself. Borderlands 4, of course, being the exception. All right, should we keep going?
We should.
Okay.
Sadly, somebody came here to get some hard dates. That's like the last thing I can offer. I apologize. Because we're allowed to say that Take is coming up sometime.
Uh-huh.
Oh, is there something else?
Oh, I'm
sorry. Okay,
I'm
see the list.
Romp Arts tournament is going on. Is that? Yep, it's going on. Leaders in the lower is currently the leaders in the lower qualifying round. And then once the qualifiers are over, we'll be moving into Blighted Reach. Is it like a single elimination?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay. And then, okay, now let's talk about Take. Sorry about that.
Sure. So do you want to just give like the basic overview of Take, and I'll talk about Solo? We can't talk about too much because we're saving the main thunder for Ted, the designer, because he deserves that.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So. You know, I didn't catch last month's stream because I was busy on a phone call. I watched part of it, so what? I don't know what's been discussed, but what we have is right now is Take is a game about. It's a 3 to 4 player game about negotiating.
5.
3 to 5. Excuse me. Is that new?
5.
Okay, and so anyway, so you are negotiating your place in a heist that may or may not involve you and the crew that you've assembled, and then you're driving away from the heist when you've completed it, and everything like it's about how much, you know, because it's like you're going to get something for doing the heist, but you're going to lose something. You're going to lose part of your crew. You're going to be wanted. And that's going to cause other problems for you down the road. And I'm really enjoying it. I really like Take a lot. It's been a lot of fun to be involved in working on it in the studio. I've been trying to get to as many playtests as I can, which is hard for me to do, but I've been able to participate in that. And Ted made it, and we've been slowly. I think we've been kind of sanding off like. Here are the long parts. Here's how we're going to kind of like streamline it so it can focus much more on the negotiation. And I've really liked the changes I've seen so far. No word on when there's going to be a crowdfunding campaign yet.
No.
But it'll be coming up.
What I can say is that
And Leslie working? Yeah.
Yes. First of all, okay, so negotiation is not normally my thing. However, I've actually really enjoyed playtests. Like, if you can get me to willingly playtest a negotiation game, I feel like that says something for it. But this also gives me a chance to say I have great excitement for the solo mode. So it's a 3 to 5 player game. It's also a 1-player game. And actually what's very cool for me is that I don't have to do all that work because Ted already did it. I just get to develop the solo mode, and it's already so robust. Like, when we were talking about what would go on the schedule, I was excited about Take because I was like, nope, solo's already in the bag. Like, I know this is gonna be good. I feel very happy. And so the solo mode takes out the negotiation, but you are doing a lot of risk management using, you know, the crew and the options from the multiplayer game. But you're building up towards like a big heist. So if you want to do like the big bank robbery, or if you want to like go after an armored car, like there's going to be a bunch of like cool scenarios where you're kind of doing your own like preparatory heists followed by a big heist story. And so I'm really, really excited to get to work on it. And, you know, the changes that have already been kind of made and suggested are super promising. I feel very, very good about what's going to happen with Solo. And I'm so happy the Solo spirit has taken root here in this office.
I'm excited to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have not seen it hide nor hair of how it works, so I'm interested to see.
Well, we're playing Friday morning.
Okay.
You want to come?
I'll watch.
Yes, you can watch.
Yep.
Or yes, Ted and I are having an alone together.
Solo means it's alone, so I can't I can't jump in.
Of course, solo gamers know, like, we're probably the chattiest group of gamers online.
Right.
And, like, have all the big Facebook groups and guilds because you play and then you want to go talk to somebody about it.
Right.
So.
And your spouse isn't going to listen to anything about it, so.
No.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so that's Take. Are there any questions about Take right now? That's looking, like I said, we're, yeah, do you want to field that one? All right.
Yeah, so, I mean, there'll be more details forthcoming. I don't want to, like, steal all of Ted's thunder. But basically, what's happening is that you are using most of the same gameplay. But like some of the numbers of things you need to accumulate are a little bit different, and you are personally building a crew towards a big heist that is exclusive to solo mode. So, instead of like trying to fight for pieces of a bunch of heists with your buddies at the table, you are doing meticulous preparation for like one last big job.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's about all I feel
Just
safe to
reflecting
say
about
for
how
now.
solo is going to work in Path. I was like, I'm probably just trying something over to you because just let the environment do the job. Interesting.
Yes.
All right. So that was Take. And then I was going to talk about Root Homeland. The files have been submitted to the factory. We're getting proofs back right now. I think that's actually... I think it's wrapped up, or pretty close to wrapped up, or at least the physical components are like, we know that we've seen the form factor, we're now just waiting to see all the printed components come back. But that's where we ask for the least number of changes. That's just where we're going to proof it and make sure we're okay. So it should be in production soon, but no exact dates yet. Take, and let's talk about
Oath.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room here. Yeah.
Soloth.
Yeah. So what you don't see right now is, by the way, I'd like to point out this is what a Katamari fan I am. I have an official Katamari mug. I realize as I was picking it up. All right. Sorry. So
Yes.
little distracted. So we have in front of us here a set of Oath, and Liz has been working on solo play and cooperative play for Oath. So I'm going to just throw you some softball questions here. First of all, tell me, what is the product that you're working on? What is going to be in this?
Okay, yeah, that's actually the question, I think. So I'm glad we're starting there.
Okay,
So the good news is, well, hopefully this is good news for solo and co-op players out there. Mm-hmm. But because y'all gave Ricky and me so much freedom to do what we wanted, there are actually 2 ways to play solo in this box. So the Servant, which I've shown off before, is a competitive bot that you can insert into a game of Oath. So as a single player, you can play against a couple of servants. If you want to put one into a 2-player game, it'll improve that game and like give the world a little air. And then if you actually just want to put a servant in as an extra player at any player count, you could do that. Mm-hmm. So that's what that bot does. For those of you who are looking, basically it's a pretty typical little set of cards where you've got actions that are directing like what the bot will do, whether it's going to boost its actions, and that's its own mode that's meant to integrate with competitive Oath. And what I will tell you is that this, fortunately, is going to also work for base and new foundations. So there's a base rule set and a new foundations rule set. So no matter what you purchased in terms of base game versus new foundations, you will still be able to play solo if you pick up that Clockwork Adversaries box. But because we had some time and opportunity, we took it, and we also created a co-op mode that's going to go into that same box, also compatible with both base and new foundations. So however you're playing, you're going to be able to play both the servant and the co-op modes. But this is Queen of Shadows, and I was just going to give you all the very briefest overview of her today, because I'm really happy with where Ricky and I have gotten this, and I'm really excited about it. So the Queen of Shadows offers like a very different, maybe like slightly trippy the first time you play it if you've only ever played competitive Oath way. But you are, instead of fighting each other and trying to, you know, grab that Chancellor's scepter, you are definitely going to be working together against the Queen of Shadows, and she's like an external blight that is going to create a bit of a dark age in the Chronicle. And so basically the way that she works is that instead of sort of an oath-like thing where one person gets one victory condition and fulfills it, the way that you win against the Queen of Shadows is each person needs to successfully fulfill one of the win conditions, which are based on, you will claim a title card based on what you did. So you could usurp and claim a title card that way. You could find a vision in the deck, you could claim a title card that way, or you can unearth the conspiracy and successfully use it according to the co-op rules, and that would be a potential victory. So everybody has to get one of those.
And they all have to be doing it at the same time?
Yes. Yes, you all have to be doing it at the same time. I mean...
No, that's not right. You have to just do it, and then you
well, you're all playing. Yeah. I was like, yeah, you're all playing at the same time. Duh, Patrick. But there's one more wrinkle. So if you look at the main board, you can see there are prisoners out here on the board that have like a little chain on them. I think it's going to turn into a lock as it gets like a real graphics pass. But the Queen of Shadows imprisons and inhibits your ability to interact with some of the denizens on the board. So you have to rescue them and get a trophy, which you can also spend to do some other stuff in the game. So in order to win, everybody has to have successfully gotten a victory condition, and all of the prisoners on the board have to be free.
Can you explain to me, I did this in yesterday's game and I was excited about it. So how do you resolve the conspiracy against an opponent like this?
Yes, so when you have the conspiracy, you can't just go use it, because that's boring. I have to make you work harder than that. So basically, you have to acquire more of these trophies for yourself than there are present on the board. Like, you've gotten a majority of freed prisoners versus ones who are still stuck. And then you have to go to where the queen's pawn is, which we're going to talk about in just a second, and use the conspiracy on her to take something that she has. So basically, to keep her turn really simple, and you're going to see just how simple it is in a second, she's considered present. Like, I just use some Chancellor minions because they show up, warbands because they show up really nicely, like, on camera. But she's going to have her own color. She's going to have her own little minions that look a little bit different, hopefully. Anywhere where she is present with her minions, you can attack her pawn. So rather than deal with her specific movements, she is present where her little servants are present. And so you are doing a bit of a puzzle, paying attention to what she controls, what her board presence actually looks like, and who is currently imprisoned in the different regions on the map in order to kind of figure out like where she's going to be threatening you and like where her power is.
Now, I'm just going to paraphrase real quick here. I believe she'll have her own set of meeples.
Yes.
Yeah. So that can be communicated that she's different or that she's...
Yes.
But she'll have armies just like everyone else. She doesn't have a character on the board, though. Like,
no, her character is elsewhere, which we'll talk about in just a second.
Yep. So that's how that's set. So you won't be using the other players' armies for the Chancellor's armies, and everybody will be playing effectively as an exile during this game.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, Norse Hound has asked. So basically, you are not hostile to each other at all. So instead, the Queen's getting her own army. She's going to get her own pieces.
And she will attack you.
Yes. You cannot have a Chancellor versus the Queen. Everybody is in the role of... Ricky and I are just calling y'all adventurers for this, but in effect, in terms of game effects, you are exiles. And she will always kind of take that Chancellor-ish position because you will always be fighting uphill against her in true co-op form.
And so you'll have to have a second set of oath to play co-op and have your own campaign going, right? Oh, really? Oh, okay. So you could just play a co-op game in the middle of your Chronicle.
You could.
Just fine. Okay.
Yeah. So actually, this is meant to be something where if you want to have a co-op interlude partway into your Chronicle, you could say, okay, like I feel like we finished an era, I feel good about this, let's try co-op.
Yeah.
And then you can bring her in, the world will shift, and you'll have kind of like a co-op Chronicle where for as many games as you want to string together, you're able to kind of play that way until you're done. And then you can switch back very easily into playing competitive. So you could just only ever play co-op if that was what you really wanted, but you can also just insert this into your Chronicle, play some co-op games, and then transition back out of it.
And then all the components of your character, like the dynasty and all those pieces, they'll still continue into this game.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And so for new Foundations people, I'm planning to let you build up lineages and try to hold them against her and all that sort of stuff.
Excuse me. Thank you. I'm sure it was dynasty at one point.
I'm sure. It's been everything. So Harsh wants to know what's a good player count. You know, you can play it at any count. I really love it at 2 personally, and also 1, but I've played it with 3 and 4. It's perfectly good at the higher player counts as well. So we wanted it to actually be enjoyable, but I'm definitely trying to cater to my to my low player count.
You're catering to your tastes.
Yes.
Yes. And then you could still put in a solo character
Those you cannot put the servant here. Servants are meant to compete. They're mean.
They're mean. Okay.
So like they are not cooperators.
Oh.
So the way the queen herself works is, so basically what's happening is you're playing Oath. So you're just trying to fulfill normal victory conditions that you would normally do in Oath. You're trying to get your economy going. You're trying to get your advisors set up with what's on the board. So you're doing all the things that you would typically do in a game of Oath. The idea for this was to feel very Oathy while also being like a slightly different set of calculations and play experiences. So we've got the Queen of Shadows, who has a deck. These are all of her blue cards. But basically, you can chain games together. Harsh. So basically, as you play, if you're beating her pretty successfully, you're going to shuffle red cards that are meaner into her deck. So her deck becomes increasingly angry and unpleasant the better you play, which I think is only fair. Because, she's got to challenge you. And then the other thing that she has to kind of push is that if you are kind of steamrolling her and you're denying her too many resources, she has something called the Darkness Track. And so that is this little, Maleficent Horns Danger Croissant thing right here. I don't know what's going to look like after graphics, but I hope it's still like a good dark color. But basically, she will have a pawn, but this is where it's going to be. So every time you deny her something on the board, like she tries to collect favor and she can't, or she tries to get a secret and she can't, or she wants to shake you down for cash, which she can do, and she can't. This is going to tick up. We've actually shortened it so it's only up to 8 now. But once she reaches the top of the Darkness Track, she will get an extra turn, and she will play one of these extremely nasty cards that is a lot worse than all of the other ones that are in the main deck. And she'll basically try to claw back a little bit of territory for herself. And it's meant to help her push back against you if you've got too much front foot.
And one of these cards will also say you win?
No.
Okay.
Maybe you lose. I should put an insta-lose in there. That's great game design, right?
Yeah, I've heard that. I mean, that's how I feel when I'm playing Oath. So you rolled a 6 and I've lost. So no, I'm teasing.
She will roll if you let her stay Oathkeeper for long enough.
I've been valiantly, since I'm a huge fan of co-op and I play a lot of Spirit Island, as some of you know. I've been trying to be involved in the testing of this mode. And my Oath game is so weak, though. So basically, last game I just kind of walked around.
We made it.
I gathered some friends, and then Liz won the game. So
that's not. No, everybody has to win.
Well, I mean, Liz did all the work. So no, we're teasing. There's not going to be anything like that in this deck. I'm just being a goof. Yeah, and I like the inclusion of the red cards. That really smooths out the difficulty curve very well. And I know that some of you have played Pandemic with 7 outbreaks, so you can't tell me you're not ready for it. So yeah, and so that's the product profile in a nutshell. Very very exciting. Adds a lot of utility to the Oath as it is. I'm very excited. I have a partner in the RPG group that doesn't like frustrating conflict in games, but does like co-op games, and so I think this is a really good chance for us to get this back on the table more often with them. So, I don't know anything about that. So, all right, do Do you want to talk about anything else Oath related?
Yeah, I actually wanted to show off one Queen of Shadows turn so people could actually see
I'm sorry.
how she does it.
All right, let's do it.
Set up a map and everything, yay. So basically the way that she works is she does an action at each of the locations that's on the board, which is why there's like, for example, you see this cut, there's a 2 right here. So you randomly distribute numbers that are the priority tokens for the servant mode, so they're used to like help determine priority. But for the Queen of Shadows, they're randomly distributed, and she just does something at each site that could be really awful. And so, fortunately, at site 1, she's not doing anything too crazy yet. This is like if she has 3 or more minions on that site, she'll pull one back to her player board so that she doesn't end up with one site that has like a whole bunch of minions on them, because that's not fun for you or her. We gotta keep her nasty. So for 2, she would be trying to take over a site. So since the site is right here, we could do it. So basically this is a base set, but in New Foundations, she would just put down, like this would be a bandit ruled site. It would have bandits on it. Basically, she will just take the site right from the bandits because she is not worried about them at all. So in base, she'll just pop a minion down and she'll imprison a new denizen for you to have to help out. And so she'll, continually spread her malignant influence across the world. This 3 and 5, she will actually just swap the tokens. Matt, if you want to show the whole board. So she'll do a swap here. And so basically nothing stays in quite the same place all the time, because we want you to have to puzzle ahead and also for her to have, some little tricks up her sleeve. At site 4, she again would see if she needed to pull anybody back, but this is a camp raid symbol. So basically it means that she will attack the player whose pawn is at that site, if you happen to be there, and if she happens to have enough zeal. So basically if she has enough minions on her board to match the number on the bottom right, that indicates that she feels ready to come and attack you, either at a site or at your board. Here at site 5, what she would be doing is putting stuff on banners. So this banner symbol, she has a favor and a secret on her board. So she will put them, one each, on the banners that she also currently holds. So she starts the game with the banners and with an additional relic. She will basically always start in that power Oathkeeper position, and you have to wrest it away from her. So she'll bolster her own resources. She'll also try to take some favor. So basically, because she has one prisoner in this region, she'll shake down everybody in the region for favor if you're not managing how many denizens she's captured. So in 5, she'll just take one favor from Nomad. But if it was in this region instead, she'd be taking from Nomad and from Order. So you can't let her build up too much, or else you will pay the price. At site 6, she is going to look for a relic. There is a relic here, so she'll take it. But I'll note, next to this favor and next to this relic, you see those little dark crescent symbols. If she was unable to do the action, then she would instead take up the darkness track. So basically every time she can't do something, she gets increasingly irritated until she blows her stack and hurts you extra. At site 7, again, she doesn't need to pull anything back. We're fine. And then at 8, she's going to do something special, which is put out an altar. So there's a special component in the game called altars. Because the economy is so restricted by her imprisonments, these are a way to let you get resources. So what we have here coming out on site 8 is an altar of blood. And so basically if you take over a site and you have put more than one warband on that site, if your pawn is here, you can sacrifice one of those warbands to discard the altar and take a secret. And there are other ways to get additional secrets by using the altars and using them well. And so that's literally her entire turn. Then it would be like my turn or Patrick's turn, and she goes before each player turn in order to scale. So basically for her, you do the card, and then you play Oath, exactly as you normally would.
And she does scale in other ways. I was finding in the game what we played yesterday that there's other things that aren't, like with 4 people, that aren't going to hold out as long. And so there's different, the scaling kind of adjusts in interesting ways beyond just her taking extra turns. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Any questions about Oath Cooperative? Is the world permanently changed from co-op? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
No, you, I mean, I guess if you really wanted to, you could record what your previous stuff was and start from where you had been, but it's meant to just continue shifting.
You would change the deck after the game and all the other changes that come in from the Chronicle.
Yeah. It has like a normal Chronicle phase, and like if she wins, her sites make it to the next game. If you win, your sites make it. She'll take them over, but you do get a say in how the world is formed.
Mm-hmm. And then your lineage will also continue.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's very simple to resolve. I didn't see this vanish until today. Is that gone?
It's from the base game.
Yeah.
So for the base game, she'll have that, and then she'll have a normal Camp Raid dice for the other side for New Foundations. Yeah. So basically, she's between worlds.
I would have done that. So, cool. Any other questions? We're working on a couple other projects far out. I'm currently working on, I'm back to working on my open world adventure game called Path right now. Reconceptualizing a little bit this week. And then I hope to get some testing done later. When testing hits, I'm going to have to go fast because I feel like I'm really far behind right now. But I'm getting there.
Harsh, does she use Denizen or advisor abilities? The answer is no. So basically the way she works is that she's so simplistic that she ignores text on everything. We have to honor her text. So like if you play a card that says something like enemies of the ruler of this card can't do X and she rules the site, you're stuck. Or she turns over the circle of command, you're gonna have to go take it away from her. But she is gonna ignore everything that you're holding. She doesn't use battle plans. She doesn't do any of that stuff because she's powerful enough, like on her own, in her own way.
All right. I'm not Ginger. The tick will be in a root size box. And then how big, like in terms of like depth, it's similar to root. I mean, we're still landing that airplane right now, so I think it's going to come down a little bit. Yeah. Any questions for us? I've got a couple minutes here, and then we can call it. I haven't even mind answering. I usually do AMA, so if anybody wants to ask me anything about the studio, I'm available to answer it. Did I take it around? Yeah. Oh, Matt helped to answer that. Yeah. So Matt has run one session in the studio with external testers, and they were very excited to get back to it. So. No vast reprint right now. I still have the question of can we make it easier to learn based on what we learned from Mysterious Manor 8 years ago. And so I would like to take a pass on Crystal Caverns. And I still need I think for us to work on it, we would have to find someone that is as deep into the content as I am, and then able to work on it while we're working on things. No vast tournament either, sorry. No updates on Path right now. It's currently set underground. I just keep moving the settings so that it helps me avoid design brain. If I move the setting, then the rules work with what's in the new setting, and then I don't have to honor old commitments in my head to the design. So I moved it under kind of an underground fantasy world, like Zork or something like that. But I think I'll probably move one more time before I do that. No updates on Smart. Oath for mobile.
Why?
Why?
Why is it good? That's probably a good response. No, we haven't talked about that yet. No time. Oh, good Lord, no time travel. And then also, I'll be Anne, Nick, and I will be attending Essen in October, and we just picked the group that will be going to PAX Unplugged in December. If you want to see us. Both on stream.
On Steam.
Steam. Oh. No.
Could I play take in the getaway car during a real heist? If you had a dice tray,
Yeah,
maybe?
Probably the wrong timeline. So no, there's no news for ARCs either. So, and I think we are gonna do a stream. Are we ready to talk about that yet, Matt?
What?
For TMO?
It's either a stream or a video. We haven't actually decided. We might just do it straight to YouTube.
Oh, okay. So I
There's
think
going to be a game of
we're gonna
Vast
play.
in
We're gonna play
October.
Vast TMO
Yeah.
next month.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. We also are seeing a request for a new Foundations stream. Is that in our plans? You're the one who
We'll
knows.
do it eventually.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's get closer to print.
Yeah, fair.
All right.
We get the nice components.
All right. Well, let's. I think that's about it then. We'll wrap this up, and if you have any questions, of course, ask me on Blue Sky. I don't use Twitter anymore, and otherwise contact the studio if you have any concerns.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time.
Wow.
Ah!